Today we're going to be learning how to crochet this super easy mini heart applique. This is an updated version of my old heart tutorial, and this time we will not be using a magic ring. This is a beginner friendly project. I will be working through the stitches with you as we use them. For this project you can use any yarn that you like, as well as any hook that you like, but today I'm going to be using a worsted weight 4 acrylic yarn and a 4.5mm hook. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, and we can go ahead and get started. Alright, to get started on our heart, we need to make a slip knot. To make a slip knot, we're going to wrap the yarn around 2 of our fingers on our left hand, and then I'm going to pinch that yarn tail with my thumb. Then taking my pointer finger on my right hand, I'm putting that under that first strand of yarn and over the second. And then I'm going to flip that second strand of yarn up and pull it tight. One more time, we're wrapping the yarn around our fingers. I'm pinching the yarn tail with my thumb. Make sure you have it crossed in the middle. Then taking my pointer finger on my opposite hand, I'm putting it under that first strand of yarn and over the second. Then I'm just flipping that second strand of yarn up and pulling it tight to make my slip knot. Now that we have our slip knot, we can put our hook into that slip knot and pull it tight. And now we can go ahead and get started on our chain. To make a chain, we're going to yarn over and just pull that directly through that loop on the hook. Again, yarn over and pull that directly through that loop on the hook. We're going to need 4 chains in total, so we're going to do that 2 more times. Yarn over and pull that through. That is 3 chains. Let's do 1 more. And there is our 4 chains. So the next thing we need to do is connect the end of our chain here with the beginning of our chain. So I'm going to insert my hook into this very first chain that we made, just like that. And you want to make sure that your chain is not tangled when you do this. Next, I'm going to make a slip stitch. To make a slip stitch, we're going to grab that yarn with our hook, and I'm pulling it directly through both of those loops on the hook. Now you can see that we've made a little loop with our chain, and this little circle that we made with our chain is going to act as our faux magic ring. So in the next step, we're going to go ahead and make our actual heart shape. In each stitch, we're going to be placing into the center of our ring that we made here. We're not going to be working our stitches into the actual chain, but you want to make sure that you're putting your hook into the center of the chain that we made. Okay, let's get started on our heart. First, I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Next, I need to make 3 triple crochets into our ring here. To make a triple crochet, we're going to yarn over twice, just like that. And then I'm putting my hook into the middle of our ring. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop so that I have 4 loops on my hook. Then I'm yarning over and I'm going to pull through 2. I have 3 loops left on my hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through the last 2. And you have just made your very first triple crochet. Okay, as I work, I'm going to scoot my stitches back towards that chain that I made so I have enough room to place all my stitches into my ring here. Alright, we need to make 2 more triple crochets. So again, let's yarn over twice. Insert the hook into that ring. Yarn over and pull up a loop so that you have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through 2 more. Yarn over and pull through the last 2. Okay, let's make our last triple crochet. Again, I'm yarning over twice, pulling up a loop, pulling through 2, pulling through 2 more, and pulling through the last 2. So you can see that we have our chain 3 here and then our 3 triple crochets. Next, we need to make 3 double crochets into our ring. To make a double crochet, we're going to yarn over once, insert the hook into our ring, yarn over and pull up a loop so that you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2, and you've made your first double crochet. Let's do that 2 more times. Yarn over and put the hook into that ring, yarn over and pull up a loop so that you have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. One more time. Let's make our last double crochet, just like that. Okay, next we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to put 1 more triple crochet into our ring, again by yarning over twice, inserting the hook into that ring and pulling up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2. So that completes the first side of our heart, and now we're going to make an identical side over here on the right. To do that, we're going to chain 1, and we need to make 3 more double crochets just like we did on this side into our ring. Okay, so let's make our first double crochet into our ring. And our next one. So we have our 3 double crochets here. And finally, we need to make our next 3 triple crochets so we can match this side to this side. So let's make our first triple crochet. And our next triple crochet. And then our very last triple crochet into our ring. And to finish off our heart, we need to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to make a slip stitch into the middle of our ring. So just insert the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then I'm pulling that directly through the loop on my hook to make my slip stitch. Okay, now we're going to chain 1 and pull that tight. I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn. I like to leave a little bit of a yarn tail, and I'll show you why here in just a second. I'm going to pull that yarn tail up through the chain that I made and pull that tight. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do to finish off my heart is I'm going to pull this yarn tail from the center of our ring to make sure it's tight, just like that. And then I like to take my 2 yarn tails and tie them together to go ahead and secure them, just like that. And you can go ahead and trim these yarn tails now and weave them in if you want to. And you have just finished your heart with no magic ring. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what you'd like to see next down in the comments, as well as how your heart turned out. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys in the next one.